like button. Plays up. Everybody in the building. Salute everybody in the building. Money Making Monday. Smash that like button. Salute everybody. Magazine. I got you right here, brother. Thanks for asking. Thanks for asking, brother. Appreciate all the support. Everybody that copped the mag. You know, we just trying to do our little part. That's it. We just want to do our part, man. Paint these dogs in a positive light. You know, that's all we want. We definitely want to know about the history. All the catfish that's going on, all of the myth busters. You know, we want to know about all that too. Clubhouse talk. None of this content is used for illegal purposes. I was on Facebook. I don't know why I even still go over there. I don't know why. I really don't. You get a lot of idiots over there. You get a lot of idiots. Guy makes a post. Says he lost a real good one. Lost a good one. It sucks. It sucks when you lose a good dog. all the years you put in, the hard work, dedication, rather if you bred this dog, if you didn't, paid money for this dog, your kids know the dog, a lot of emotions that could go through your head when you lose a good piece or a great one, so to speak. But when you post that dead dog in the chain spot still, with the other dog on the chain, hovering around them and shit, that I got a serious problem with that. And sometimes you don't know motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? It's like on some real shit. Like you don't really know motherfuckers that how they really get down, bro. You know, it's like if this is what you believe in, it's a real dog, man. You know what I'm saying? I think in this community, you're gonna get somebody that's gonna agree with just about everything. You're gonna get somebody that's gonna agree with just about everything. Snitching, anything, you know, that makes any excuse. You know, oh, where's the paperwork? You know, where's this? You know, any fucking excuse to side with something that's not righteous. I gotta set up my pool table because it was two things I did when I woke up when I was creating Buck City. I had a pool table and I had a dartboard. I used to step back to the little piece of tape on the ground and shoot that dart at the dartboard. My intention was to hit a bullseye. Or was it? I was really calibrating to see where I was that day, right? Let me hit this board. I hit close to that bullseye. I know how sharp I am. Go grab the pool stick. 6, 7 balls on the table. Grab the cue ball. Try to knock all the balls in without making a single mistake. To let me know where I was that day. Some of us need to calibrate, recalibrate, find out where you are. Are you even mentally healthy enough to be out here running around, mixing and mingling? My mom told me not to talk about retarded people, but there's a lot of idiots. All the Karens and tree huggers that hover these groups and take screenshots and everything of these groups. You got the dogs still on the chain. Motherfuckers, they don't even want these dogs to be on chains anyway. So what do we do? We put him on the chain with a dead fucking dog in the chain spot. If this somebody I know, because everybody, I don't apologize. I think it's very selfish. I think it's very selfish. It puts everybody in a bad spot. What'd you do that for, man? What'd you do that for? That's not the positive light. And then you'll get somebody that says, hey, man, the chain accidents happen. Can they? Okay. So do you got to show the shit on social media? It's 50 push-ups for everybody. Because we all got to feel this one as a team. Get down, get yours today, man. Get that magazine, that pledge in there. It says it on. We're going to start going over that. I think that's something that needs to be revisited on a weekly basis so we can break it down to its smallest molecule. Because as much as I be preaching, it seems like a whole bunch of motherfuckers ain't listening. Then folks want to roll up on you and look for any little thing. Any bug bite on your dog shall be documented. Just like the revolution will not be televised. Any bug bite on your dog will be documented. Some of you are desensitized. You want to post your dog 2 weeks after he just got into a scuffle. If it was a German Shepherd, that's fine. Got a little scar on him, and it's fine. But when you have this dog, young man, you got to know how to move better. You got to take that extra effort. Them birds, them birds outside, hear me? Them birds outside, hear me? They're like, preach that. Preach that. Smash the like button. Smash the like button. Monkey Man Productions, salute, brother. You rock in the building. What up? Jacquay McNeil, what up, brother? Oh, man, I see you, brother. HEREThis. Melee. Oh, man, what up? Salute everybody, man. It's about that positive light. You know, it should be a special effort to put out as much positive content, because we got decades and centuries of negative press, negative pictures. It's something that you just can't clean up in a week or two. It's going to take a conscious effort for people not to be an idiot and posting that shit. That's crazy. I want to get on there and comment, like, you know, like, this is not, you know what I'm saying? But I don't feel like getting into a war with the unstable, emotional human being in the morning. Unless he wants to call the Wake and Bake Show. Unless. De-fucking sensitized. Desensitized. It's like, you know, my little room smells like weed. You probably walk in my house, it probably smells like weed. I ain't gonna lie. I keep my window open. I try to smoke in the room. Sometimes I leave my door cracked, seeps upstairs and shit. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I don't just smoke in the house and, you know, just walking, even when nobody's here. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I might keep the blunt lit and walk all the way through the kitchen, through the game room, and out the back door. You know, I do that shit. I ain't gonna front. Sometimes. But I'm desensitized to the smell. It might be in my car. There might be a couple joint roaches in the ashtray. You know, I hop in the car. I think it smells fine. Smells fine. Now, somebody that's not around that, somebody that's not around smoke, not around those elements, will pick up on that a lot faster than somebody that's blowing with me every day, right? Same thing with your dogs, yard accidents, whatever. You think your dog's looking good because you're used to him looking fucked up. So now he finally looks good. You want to post him, but he's got scars on him, though. He got scars, bro. You love that dog so much. You want to post him so bad. Pay me a fee. I'll take the scars off your fucking dog's picture for you, man. You know, so you won't be out here getting caught up, because all they're gonna do is take that picture. Once they find out that it's you, they're gonna take that picture, put it in your little fucking file. They might not fuck with you for 20 years. They're gonna come in there with so much evidence on your ass, they're gonna say, yeah, we've been watching this guy for 20 years. He had the dog named Muffin, scar on the eye, scar on the rear end. He had a dog named Toby, scar on the rear end, scar on his right eye, ear puncture wounds, consistent with dog fighting. Okay. You know, When have you ever heard them say the conditions were great, but we're really here because this guy is a dog fighter? But the conditions are great and the dogs were in great shape. When have they ever said that? Yeah, I know. They never do. They never do. Oh man, self-snitching. Now I don't know, Mike Dan. So we all time high and all this shit, bruh. I don't know, bruh. I gotta stick up for the younger generation, man. Because you guys be throwing little slight left hooks. You know what I'm saying? Them old motherfuckers invented snitching. Them old motherfuckers invented snitching. Boy. Back then it was easy to snitch and go to a different state and shit. You know what I'm saying? All this shit. Man, come on, bruh. Dudes was telling. Y'all invented Tell on 3 get away free. Y'all invented that shit. The OGs, you guys got to take that L, bruh. Come on, man. Come on, man. Musician in the building, salute. Hey, I'm telling you, man. Come on, man. Yeah. But nah, self-snitching, I think it's at an all-time high because of social media. There's a lot more that we could see, we could do. We got cameras and shit. You guys was getting caught with no cameras or nothing. DNA wasn't even out and shit back then. You guys getting caught. So that, to me, that's crazy. Like, shit, no camera. Think about it. No cameras. If I could have made it to this age right now and there was never no cameras, no DNA, no cell phones and shit where they could track your phones and know where you're at, everybody has a camera, right? And then to get caught in those days, wow. I can't imagine it. They need some type of drone or, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're going to need some technology to get me, bro. I'm sorry. You're going to need a custer with a drone, something. You need something. Okay? We ain't going to do that. So, your dogs, they got scars on them, dog. Don't post scarred up dogs. It's not good for your longevity. It's not. Because I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. See, right now it ain't about no money. It ain't shit. But then you're gonna go 17 years, and then all of a sudden you hop in this lane and motherfuckers want to buy shit, right? And you're like, okay, well, cool. And then the price is matching what you feel like the work that you put in. You ain't worried about what everybody else is doing on their yard. You just focusing on your own shit. Then you get popular. Some of the dogs, they get in the hands to where they're able to be seen on a bigger stage, and now all of a sudden you popping like Buck City, right? Money coming in. You're able to do great things for your family. You're doing all this shit, breaking bread with your partners. Ain't nobody on no fuck shit. It sounded like a fake day, and it was. Then all of a sudden you start getting to the money. That's when they're going to start fucking with you. Right? We know how this goes. We know how this shit plays out. Right? And they got all of this shit. And even though you done left all of that in behind you, you left it all behind you. We all know that the things you do in your past follow you. We learned that in kindergarten, right? Put a 1 in the chat if you learned that shit in kindergarten, right? I'm just saying, you know, some of these dudes will steer you in the wrong direction. I'm going to tell you exactly how it is because I got the experience, right? I do. I do. I do, brothers. I've been through some shit, right? I've seen people go through some shit. I've seen people go to the feds for dogs. Okay. Right. That's why it hits different. That's why it hits a little bit different. No, you're right. Okay, so your rock was paying attention. He said before kindergarten. Yes, you know, shit that you do in your past follows you. So we could get up on this YouTube and be on some tough guy shit because there's still old guys that get up on here and you know they trying to reminisce about the glory days, bro. You know, sometimes for some, and this is why I'm saying for you young cats, for some of these motherfuckers, that's the only good thing that they ever did in their whole life. Like you really gotta understand what arena you're in, young fellas. Okay, for some of these motherfuckers, the dogs is the best fucking accomplishment that they ever had. And I ain't laughing. But you got to know how to move. You got to know because I didn't see myself as a 40-plus-year-old man when I was 21 and 17 years old buying dogs, right? 24 years old, right? I had Miss Jade at 20. I was 20 years old when I had Miss Jade. Okay. I'm just saying, when I had Payday, I was a teenager when I had Payday. Granddaughter of Yellow, teenager. Yeah, if I was 35, I probably would have been smarter. I probably wouldn't have did the dumbass shit that I was doing way back when I was 17, 18, 21, 24 years old, 26 years old with these dogs, right? I would have done a better job vetting out the type of people that I hung around, right? It's a journey. Everybody doesn't get to walk down that graceful path. A lot of us, this shit's it's been a gamble, it's been like a casino, and they lost all the time. Been a straight loss. I'll say 90% of people that step in these fucking dogs, straight up loss. You could do the numbers however. Motherfuckers could lie, act like, because most motherfuckers, yeah, they had dogs for 20 years, but if you don't have nothing, I listen to my mom. I used to hate when she said that shit. What do you have to show for it? That's how you get better. We could sit back and talk about all this stupid shit. How, oh, he was scared to hook into me. He did. That ain't shit, brother. That's some shit that you should have learned on the back streets, dog. If you're coming to YouTube to get dog fighting tips from Buck City, you ain't gonna get none, bro. If you're coming to YouTube to get dog fighting tips from anybody on fucking YouTube, you late to the game. You late to the game. I'm here to tell you the obstacles that you're gonna have to go through dealing with these fucking dogs. And maybe you might not want to fuck with them. Be realistic. You might not want to have your own bloodline. You got a dog, 2.5 years old, grandpa, great grandpa and shit. We're ragging you for that. Nobody gets 3 accidental breedings, bruh. Them motherfucking dogs must be so docile. You got them living with each other. And then just blowing through generation after generation, just blowing through generations. That was my first indication that a dog man was on some bullshit. He had some piece of shit dogs because he runs through generations like ketchup. Like my kids fucking dump ketchup on shit. Trash ass dogs. Okay. When it comes to these breedings, putting shit together, seeing what you get, all of it, it's no blueprint. That's what's lovely about this game. There's no blueprint. The only blueprint is hard work, dedication, resilience, honesty. That's the blueprint. Right? So you'll know those 50-50s. You'll know those crosses. You'll know that old family red nose. You'll know because you've seen litters of them. You won't post a dog with rickets because you've seen litters of these dogs. You know what having a correct dog is. You go to dog shows. You're not scared to get punched in the face. Most of these dudes don't want to go to dog shows because they've been talking too much shit and they're scared to get punched in the face. If you were my favorite dog man or dog channel and you're out and you got punched in the face and didn't do shit, guess what? I'm unsubscribing and, I might watch your channel every now and then. There might be some interesting shit, but I'm all about it. When you say it's about the man behind the dogs, right? It's not all about violence, though. Let's get that straight. But when you're talking shit on that level, like this Custer that sounds like master of all fuckos, right? Making 19 videos about a motherfucker. Now I got my channel suspended for a week. I can't even post. I can't even post. Soon as I get monetized, I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. They call me the sacrificial lamb. You know. I say they fuck with the wrong one. We were talking about I think it was Kaz asked me a question. He said, do you think the dogs are getting better because the yards are smaller and this and that? I answered it. I said, yeah, I think that contributes to it. If that was one of the contributing factors, I would say that. Then a couple days later, I thought about the actual luxuries. We could talk about the cons. We talk, and we do this. I like saying that. Like, yeah, we do, because everybody knows that we don't talk about this and we do talk about that. We talk about the cons of having a big yard, right? But we never talk about the pros, right? We never talk about the pros. Okay. So let's talk about the good old days. Everybody's talking about the good old days. The good old days, right? Big yard. 1975. There was a dog man. He had a big ass yard. Back then, feed was cheap. I wasn't born, so I couldn't know. Feed was cheap back then. Gas was cheap. There were some guys that lived in the city. They couldn't keep that many dogs. They didn't, their lifestyle where they lived in the projects or wherever they live, they couldn't keep all them dogs like that. Right? Upstate New York, Bronx, different spots like that, apartment buildings and stuff. People still had dogs. Okay. I seen a guy with 30 dogs in an apartment in New York. Legendary dog. There was a legendary dog there. Right? So you got the guy with the big yard though. He gets to grow up a lot of his litters. Yeah, he sells dogs too to keep the operation going. I think people don't really understand about operation costs. Like if you're running a 50 dog plus yard, how much is that per month? How much is that, right? Of today, if we're talking about today. Back then, you know, it was probably a little bit of nothing, but you know, minimum wage was probably $4 back then. $3 and something, right? So everything was cheap, right? He gets to go through most of those dogs to really see at a rapid pace, like what are these dogs producing? Like I got this male, instead of breeding him when he's 3 years old, I bred him again when he was 4.5. I bred him again when he was 6. Like you're really not gonna get the production. And even if he was a good dog, it would be a shame. You would be a guy that got a dog and basically ruined him because you had a great producer and you did nothing with him, right? You did nothing with him. But this guy with this big yard, because he's got bitches coming in heat all the time, right? He's able to breed that dog at a high volume to open it up for that dog, to open it up. You know, he gets to put a lot of the offspring on the chain. If they don't sell, he has a big space to do that. He can go through those when they get older. He can sell them as prospects back in 1975, right? Not a prospect now, right? And guys from the city would be able to benefit off of that because let's say that they bought a couple pups, they liked the way they turned out. They felt like the man was a man of integrity. Maybe they went down and met him, chopped it up with him. The guy was transparent about everything that was going on with the dogs and their history. So then instead of buying those pups, these guys in the city start to actually just buy grown dogs, buy 18-month, 20-month-old dogs, right? That would then expedite the process of getting those dogs out there into the, 1975 games, right? So being able to accelerate your program and breed them at a higher clip and try him in that, because there'd be a couple dogs that won't get bred at all on certain yards, but on this big yard where he has motion, dogs coming in, dogs leaving, couple good customers, couple good friends on your team that'll take a pup or two. If you got to empty out a pen for another litter, you got 3 pups left. You're not stressing about where those pups are going to go. You know they're going in good places. Depending on how you use the yard. So the city guys used to just buy the dogs, pay for a little bit of feed, and raise them up till they 18, 20 months old and just send for the dogs. That way they wouldn't miss out on anything. You wanted every litter, but they weren't with raising up all those puppies like that. Right? So there's pros and cons with everything. I think we just talk about the cons. Like, okay, the police could come, you could get caught. Okay, that's cool, but sometimes pushing the breed forward is more rewarding than the risk of jail time, or you know what I'm saying, something like that. Like some people really live these dogs. They live it. It's in them. They'll go to the end of the road with the dog. When they ban those dogs, those people are still going to have their dogs. They're going to have to come physically take those dogs from those people. Right? So you definitely can breed up a whole bunch of shit, you know, like Pat Patrick gets Bolio, breeds the shit out of them, able to keep a whole bunch of dogs, breeding the shit out of them. Look at Tom Garner, right? That's pros of a good yard. He can judiciously place those dogs in everybody's hands. I done had one. I didn't get it from him, but there's so many, you don't have to get it from him. He's not worried about who down the street got his blood, who did, you know, he don't care if you're his next door neighbor. Come to Bulldog Hill. Right? Small yard. Let's look at the cons. You just sometimes your dog as an individual could be great, and you might bring out the full potential in that dog. You know, he was a 5 and you brought his ass to a adjustable 6, right? If you would have been on a big yard, he could have been a 4, right? But to be able to sift through and find the real smoke in that bloodline, sometimes it takes a slightly bigger yard to be able to do the proper breedings and be able to house those animals. Right. Now you can get carried away. There's a lot of dudes that got a big ass yard. They pretty much lost themselves, but they're trying to hang on to their little clientele. So they keep breeding shit. You know, they're gonna keep it going. You know, puppy mill type shit. You know, not producing nothing good. Nobody really thrilled about the dogs that pop out. They just kind of come and go. We see dogs come and go. This dog, you know, he's real popular. Everybody breeding to him, and then all of a sudden we don't hear about his ass no more. Kind of like Grand Champion Turbo. And people could say, yeah, the dog wasn't bred that many times. Okay. You know, we don't really hear about that dog no more. Is he a good dog? Yeah. You know, was he bred enough? I don't know. Did I think that I would hear more about the offspring after all these years? At least as much as we hear about the Michael Myers shit, because them dogs were around at the same time. And I don't. I hear more Michael Myers shit. I'm just saying. Hey, it could be the quality. It could be, you know, I don't know. I don't fucking know. You can't breed it if nobody wants it. I'll tell you that. You go breed 7 litters right now. We'll have a 7 litter challenge. You breed 7 litters, nobody wants that shit, and you're gonna have a big ass yard. And then some of the pros with having a big yard. Oh my goodness. This ain't just a magazine. It's a movement. The American Pit Bull Terrier. Real dogs, real yards, real history. From legendary bloodlines to modern breeders, keeping the flame lit. Yard spotlights, breeding knowledge, controversy, culture. This is for the ones who walk it like they talk it. No fluff, no fakes, just dog man, dog woman, and dogs. Grab your issue now, support the culture. Because the legacy don't live online, it lives in print. Yes, sir. Get it in, man. Get it in. Pros and cons. Pros and cons. Big yard, small yard. Let me see. I had one for the big yard. I mean, the fact that when I do my breedings, after I find out that the dogs are good, like let's say that's like a match made in heaven. You're able to do that multiple times if you got a big yard. Because you might be in a small ballpark. It'll be easy for you to weed out the bullshit too. It will, because some of the dogs, depending on how they're bred, if you don't just got them all everywhere, you should be able to find out where the good genetics are coming from. We got it. Hey man, run it up. Run it all the way up. Some things a small yard. I say somebody has to have a big yard, y'all. Somebody. I think the art of a big yard is very important. It's not for everybody. Let's get that straight. It's not for everybody, but you're able to do things that small yards can't do. And that's find the jewels. Once you get those jewels, you done went through enough of them. You get those jewels, then you can build. My thing is, you can't build off of junk. Can't build off of dogs that just don't fit the standard. Dogs that you can try and you'll have mediocre dogs for the rest of your life. Below average dogs. Because you was looking for a Jeep dog, right? You're just looking for a Jeep dog. You got to be more specific. And with that big yard, you're able to stretch it out so we can really be specific. Like what's the difference between that and this? This bitch right here, what is her dog's? How are her dogs? How is this bitch over here? How are her dogs? Sometimes bred to the same male. You got a small yard. A lot of times you keep it. You don't just have one litter. I mean, there's probably tons of dogs off of your dog. What your dogs are off that done had a way better breeding career or done, they just way better dogs. So if you're just gonna wait and see, nah. Give me the best one on the whole big yard. That's the one that you want. That's the one that's going to elevate your program. He's got the track record. He's producing good dogs. Fuck how he's bred. If he's producing the dogs that you want, that line's producing the type of dogs that you want in your program, or if you're bringing it in for a cross, you're getting to the point. Yeah, you might not like the dog's name. It's not going to be your favorite dog that you see. He might not have no good picture. Oh, wow, this other dog, beautiful fucking pictures, but he's not producing shit. Right? It's all a grift. Truth is, a lot of these dudes don't know what the fuck they're producing. First thing I look at when I see a litter is the both parents and their offspring. That should be the first place you go to see. He might be bred good, but look at the straggly bitches that he got around. Right? Look at who he's bred to. What's the caliber of them motherfuckers? Who owned them? Oh, this is from such and such. Yeah, that's a real dog, man, right there. You hold it in higher regard. It's what I want a motherfucker to see. When they go to cracking kennels, God, these dogs, Buck City owned that dog. He owned 6 dogs in this pedigree. Oh, man, because I didn't have to keep no trash. There wasn't no salary cap. We didn't have a salary cap. We get whatever we want. We get any dog we want for whatever price. Nah. And we kept a lot of them because that's what it took to find out what's the de la creme de la creme. Not to be up on here saying outcross brother sister breed. Like if you never did a brother sister breeding, shut the fuck up. Don't get on here and talk about brother sister breedings if you never did one. It's the new world order around this shit. What would that do? Fuck that. And then once you do one brother and sister, I did what? Do 5 then, motherfucker. Since you a smart ass, do 5 of them. It's better off when the classroom is quiet. Nobody wants to get led in the wrong direction with all this bullshit. So we keep it thorough. We don't talk about shit that we don't got no experience talking about. That's first. Everybody has a choice to spend as much time and build their life to where it fits in with the dogs the same way everybody else does. Everybody that owns one of these motherfuckers right now, you taking a sacrifice just like everybody else. Ain't no excuse. I didn't have to get up on here. I could have been working on something else. Getting to the money. Okay? Order that magazine, order that magazine, order that magazine. Appreciate the support. Let me see. Let me see if we caught one. Oh, hold up. Let me refresh the screen. Hold up. Got him. I'm gonna get one for the magazine, but for now, you know how we do. I never knew that I would do numbers like this. I make a move. I'm trying to win. Ain't trying to lose. I'm trying to win. Ain't trying to lose. Yeah, it pans out, man. It pans out, dog. It pans the fuck out. Weak ass niggas in the booth, they a liar. I don't give a fuck. I never smoke bam, I smoke fire. Because I'm never gonna fucking retire. Every time I smoke that weed, nigga, I get higher and higher. Smash the like button. Smash the like button. You know where you at. You know where you at. People getting smart, man. I don't know. I don't know what's been happening, but there's been a lot of people taking advantage of them opportunities, man. Hey, do it. Yes, sir. My thing is, if everybody got this and that, you don't want to breed it with this and that. You just want to go get something else to breed that too, because everybody got it. You got to support that. You know, like everybody's got it. That's, I mean, you know, that's what it is. We're not arguing about that. But when it's time to cross that shit up, or it's time to procreate, breed the dogs, if you got something slightly different, it goes to making a better dog genetically. Right. And if they're both good dogs and then they're slightly bred a little different, not crazy off the board, because a lot of people, they like to keep their blood tight. Right. So I'm not going to cross the Sin City with the Sin City. I got a picture. So a dude, I ain't even going to say nothing, man. But he got some Sin City shit. And that's all he gonna do, breed the Sin City on top of Sin City. You know, like Sin City needs him to do that. Like they really asked this guy to fucking, here, take these 2 dogs and that's gonna be the legacy. You know, like, bro, what do these dudes be doing? So you got these skinny ass dogs with rickets, grown ass dogs with rickets, grown motherfuckers. I can see a puppy. I can see little YSL's little ass running around with a motherfucking rickets. But a grown dog, that's different. That's a whole nother ball game. Like we gotta, it is what it is. We throw darts and shit, but it is what it is. It's different. It's different when a puppy has it and when a grown ass dog got it, because that goes to the overall upkeep of the dog, and it proves that this was never a thing that was corrected or anybody even tried to correct. It speaks on the low quality of ownership, right? It doesn't look good. The dog's conformationally not available. Because of the conformation of the dog, it can't be in conformation shows. Get it, man. Get to it. Get to it. Hey, man, appreciate that. Get that magazine. Get the mag. You can also hit the Cash App. Hit the number. We got it popping. Text. Get the Cash App. Get any kind of link you need. Send it to a friend. Tell them to order up. We got more coming. What the hell, man? What the hell? I was about to go in. I had a couple crazy shows I was gonna do. This Young Thug and all, on the what the hell. But we got shadow banned. We got kicked off for a week for cyberbullying. I guess I've been doing a little cyberbullying. So the whole time, I still gotta stay on my swivel, because these haters, they ain't gonna stop, man. They want me up off of here. I done made, the impact's been made. Came through, crushed them. Almost been 2 years since I've been home. We got 2 mags out, working on 2 mags. That's pretty much it, man. Just trying to stay positive, develop a team that's everybody sees eye to eye. I think that's important, man. When you're out here developing shit. Stanky Leg 2 available for stud. Tap in. If you haven't already, tap in. Get some of that good blood. Get some of that shit that is good, it's concentrated, coming from good dogs. Right? You like that nice red dog with the floppy ears. You like that. You like that shit. They hate on the red dogs. I think this boy, you get a litter off of this, I don't give a fuck what you breed it to. I think it's going to be a good litter, because everything's been done on his side of the fence. Stanky, though, he just popped up. Okay, that's fine. That's fine, brother. It just ain't for you. If you don't see this as something that can be an asset to you, especially if you know me, because you could just back the motherfucker up and we could talk about it later. You know, I got the green light to promote this thing. So tap in, get that 49 times buck. There ain't no buck dogs like that. This one got a lot of buck in them. Got a lot of buck in them. He's got a lot of buck. Salute, man. Salute everybody. Demont Grant, what up, brother? Early wake and bake, man. Early wake and bake. CC's gone, you know, my dude. I'd be like, man, I don't want him to go. I don't want him to go. That's my guy, man. It's in military school, man. Them dudes, man, boy, their schedule's wild. They got a wild schedule. What's the second family at Mayfield Dogs? Yeah, them boy, they was on there. Boy, I tell you, man. A lot of backbiting in this game. Yes. I got you. I got you. Yeah, I got you. I got you, brother. And that's what I thought. Kirshner, Kirshner dogs. That's when I had the Mayfield dogs, it was coming through the Kirshner dogs. And then uh the Vernon Jackson dogs. All those Vernon Jackson dogs. So depending on which one. I mean, I guess they were a little different. Okay. I seen a few of them Kirshner dogs still real tight. They still got them tight. And then I showed you them Vernon Jackson dogs off that Mugger Man dog. That that was real tight. Just heavy, heavy Mayfield. People knew what they was doing. They're gonna keep that shit tight, trying to, preserve that glory. Some people didn't really know. They just breeding this shit tight. I seen a lot of dudes just they had a purpose what they were breeding for, but based on let's say a dog bred 30 times. The first fucking 18 out of 20 of the first breedings was the intention was to create better dogs, but they didn't by no stretch of the imagination. They ended up being too tight. They ended up being this, that, getting all these traits that you don't like. Dogs not starting up, this and that, historically, So then you get a few pockets where, okay, they doing a little bit of outcrossing, they doing a little bit of this. So I saw and studied a lot of what we say old timers and greats or whatever. And when they had certain dogs that they famous for now, they didn't know what the fuck they were doing when it came to breeding that dog. A lot of them probably bred their best shit in their older age because the culture of just taking those dogs and breeding them together is more logical for a lot of people. That's what they want. They want to breed that shit tight because they feel that it's less work if they have to do it that way. They don't have to reinvent the wheel. They don't have to bring in different things. It's probably too much studying. So let me get two dogs off this man and breed them together and have that shit out here. At least it's a cross that you did. That's how I look at it. Like, okay, he took this, and this, which is already different in itself, and then he made a cross with it to represent himself and his camp. That's the cross that they did. And if you guys kept doing that cross and that cross kept working, then that would be, we would know you for that. Right. That's kind of how it works. But I seen it. People trying to you see a dog bred tight, just like Michael Myers, he's bred real tight. So somebody would think like, let me breed him extremely tight. I'm gonna get better dogs that way. You know. Um, That's not always the case. And then you'll look at, but look at how he's bred. He's bred tight. You know. Okay. Okay. That bug crawled on me. And that one didn't. You know, okay. That's fine. But that's not always the exception. It's not. You got to be realistic when you're breeding. You're getting your yard right. Starting off with good pieces out the gate, good quality pieces. Not feeling like you paid exactly the amount. It should feel like you're paying more. If you're paying $1,500, it should feel like you're getting a $2,500, $3,000 dog. Period. You know, if you get paying $3,000, you should feel like you're getting a $5,000 puppy. You pay $5,000, you know, you just a $10,000 puppy, sir. That's how it should be. When you go in a store and you buy shit not only because you want it, but sometimes it's because of the value of it. Like, damn, I could get this for that. Like, shit, let me get that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how it should feel when you're breeding dogs and when you're selling dogs. And if it doesn't feel like that, that's because you probably don't need to be in this shit. You don't need to be in it because you're trying to sell $700 pups for $1,000. And when we look at the pedigree and we look at that shit that everybody has, everybody's got it. What do we need to fuck with you for? Ask yourself that. Look at your pedigree right now. Put your pedigree in the chat right now. And we're gonna play what the fuck we gotta fuck with you for, homie. What the fuck do you got that don't nobody else got? Let's play that game. Let's play that game. You know, Sexy Red 10K, man. 10K dog. 10K dog. Motherfucker pay 5 racks for her. You better be happy. You better be happy because she's gonna bring the legacy to you. You know, her first litter is gonna be 10K. You breed her to the right male, you getting 2,500 a puppy for that off that bitch. When she breeds the Hannibal, those is 2,500 and up. It ain't no 2,000, no, they 2,500 and up, 3,000 and up. Okay, 3,500 and up. Okay, we're not talking this bullshit. We're not about to start this bidding war and all this haggle puss, snaggle puss, haggle puss. Save your fucking money and get value, something that everybody doesn't have. Wait a minute, Buck City, that dog is 7 times Lynch. Oh yeah, nobody has that, right? Now go ahead and breed them dogs at 9 months and try to, give me 18 months. I got this son of a bitch. Give me 18 months. Nah. Hannibal's 9 years old. Hannibal's 8 years old. We don't gotta fucking breed them all young and shit. You know what I'm saying? We don't gotta do that for multiple generation after generation. I told my guy, take a male off of that, and that's gonna be the new Hannibal Lecter. That's gonna be the new Hannibal Lecter. 4 times Michael Myers up close. You got Michael Myers 3 times in the 3rd generation. You got Michael Myers 1 time in the 2nd generation. Okay. Hannibal Lecter, father of champion Marisol, champion ADBA Marisol, the greatest dog to ever live. Right. positive light, the accolades, you know. That's what we doing. That's what we doing. So be on the lookout. Though it ain't gonna be snowing on the ground when those, when that breeding's done, it's still gonna be a little bit sun outside. You know? So you know what we doing, man. We get to these back streets. I got a whole committee in the back streets. A whole fucking committee. See what we can do. See what progress we can make. Go get some wound dressing and all that shit. Them dogs. Yeah, you had a yard accident last month, but that was last month. It's a clean slate, man. They expect you to be to a higher standard. So them fucking little scars, they're not cool, man. Put something on that shit. I used to scrub it, not scrub it, but brush it with a toothbrush in a circular motion. You know what I'm saying? Put a little ointment on there and get it with that circular motion just to kind of get up under that. You know what I'm saying? Just some of it's scar tissue, shit ain't never gonna get right. But you can at least help the appearance on your animal and make him look presentable. Or you can hit me up for a small fee. I'll take the scars off your dog and make him look really nice in his photo. You know. Then you can post it. Then you can put it on your website. Then you can promote that dog. Then, all of this. Everybody doesn't need to see that because they're just going to use it in court on you. Like, yeah, look it. He's had this dog. He had this scar on this date. And then 2 years later, he's had that scar on his eye. And we see him because he's posting them. And yeah, Your Honor, we think that he's fighting dogs. He's in a Facebook group where such and such got busted at. Such a guy that's irrelevant that you don't even fucking know, but he was in that group. He got fucking busted some kind of way. They got his Facebook records and shit, subpoena, they get a search warrant for your Facebook account, right? They already taking your phone. Your girl breaking your phone all the time. Like that bitch ain't the forensics. The forensics are better than your girl, bro, at breaking in your phone. The forensics will get in your shit. And for them dudes with them Obama phones and all that, they're getting in those. Now, you don't got no iPhone. You don't got nothing. And you out here thinking you like, nigga, what? 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 Come on, bro. Come on, man. People gonna get in your phone and it's gonna be over for you. Okay. So get it right now. All that bullshit motherfuckers are sending you, the dumbass messages and shit. It ain't no need to keep them in there. It ain't no need. It ain't gonna help you. Not gonna. What are you gonna do? Show hella people like when they come buy a dog from you, you're gonna show them that. Like, here, look at this message from this guy. This guy's said his dog got his head tore off. Gonna make you look like you somebody to a motherfucker that don't give a fuck about you. They lock your dumb ass up. That guy's not gonna give a fuck about you. You're gonna be up in there looking like Quasimodo. Okay. So don't do it to yourself. Oh, yeah. Oh, ah, 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 man. Oh, man. They in those. Oh, man. Hey, the police can get in those. They in those. Come on, bro. They in those. They getting all the messages you got in your phone. You see, we got dudes in the community that'll tell on you. It's a snitch culture. You get badge of honor for being a rat. It's a badge of honor. That's what they want. Support the buffoonery. If you support the buffoonery, pretty soon that'll be the face of it. Right. That's what's going on in society. Too much dumb shit is getting glorified. He said, listen. Hey, these times have changed dramatically, but we still in them. At the end of the day, we still in them. We just it's just on a bigger scale. It's on a bigger scale now. Everybody's got a voice. Dudes that don't want to leave the computer screen, they hide behind the computer screen. They don't have to come out no more to be somebody. That's why the club scene was way better back then, because like, man, you go into the club, like, you really gonna see motherfuckers that you ain't seen though, like, straight up. Like, you really gotta, because you never know who's gonna pop up, and people were trying to get out. Social media, it got you not even wanting to hang out. It got you not even wanting to kick it. You're not really getting into it because you're drowned out with it all the time. The turn up. I remember the turn ups, the turn up days. Remember everybody was turned up. The turn ups. Everybody want to turn up. Man, come on. So then you got social media. You see people doing all this dumb shit, and it's like, man, look, I'm gonna just hit the like button. I'm not even fucking with it. Keeps us more distant. Back in the day, you had to really pop up and be somebody. You had to be the motherfucker that you said you was. But there was a lot of people that wasn't that back then. It benefited the guys that were stand up, speak their mind, could stand on business. It was a little different. I told my son Uzi Vert wouldn't last, and I was playing like Biggie. I was playing some I think I played some Nas. I played a couple Biggie joints. I picked him up from school and shit. We smashed into the crib. And I told him, I was like, Uzi Vert couldn't be in the age that I grew up in. You know what I'm saying? Like, they would have been on his ass. I'm just saying, man. Everything he got going on with his image and shit and everything. I don't know, man. But not in the rap thing, but because you had Cisco from Drew Hill. You had some, but I mean, I guess that was R&B though, you know, not with the rap, not with the rap. You would have to be more R&B, which Uzi Vert does kind of, you know, he be singing and shit too, you know. But you know, I don't know, man. I'm just talking shit, man. Salute everybody though. However, salute everybody. Let me get in these back streets, man. I'm gonna tap in, get you guys on the next one. I might try to do something, man. Like I said, I can't go do the what the helly for a week, 7 days. And then they don't want us to go ham. I get another strike, it's 2 weeks, and then you get one more after that. I think they just kill your channel. So, you know, they didn't give a fuck when I wasn't monetized, though. You notice that? They don't give a fuck when you're not monetized, or old boy that want to make 100 videos about me is a fucking squealer. He's a fucking squealer. Anyway, man, look. See y'all on the next one.
What I got up in my pockets, known to make mamas cry. Daily got it on me, try me, I let it. And let's talk about rats and what's the meaning, cause you be singing like bullets in his body, he made it sound like gave it to him like he asked for it. And fucking with me is a mistake. And he started screaming like, hey, get the duct tape. I'm the man, you better ask for that guy. Cause if you don't, you'll get robbed if you ask for that high. And me taking an L don't sound right. You just try to make it sound like singing more than a church boy. There's only one option, fuck with me, get hurt, boy. Bullets will fly, cause I'm in the streets like street lights. When your moms get the news, you scream like what I got up in my pockets, known to make mamas cry. Daily got it on me, try me, I let it. And let's talk about rats and what's the meaning, cause you be singing like what I got up in my pockets, known to make mamas cry. Daily got it on me, try me, I let it. And let's talk about rats and what's the meaning, cause you be singing like we call you John Morant, pointing pistols in the sky, but trying to see a nigga live. I'm trying to see a nigga die. And you gon' die where you lie. Body hit the ground, soar into the sky. Yeah, niggas shooting at the ground, they shoot out the ceiling. Man, I started from the ground, now I'm through the ceiling. Body fall on the ground, hit him in the ceiling. Don't make me shoot into your car like I'm Mikey Williams. They don't make them like me no more, I'm like dead stock. I'll put an end to my beef, call that dead stock. These niggas ain't got motion like a dead clock. If you wanna know something about me, ask my dead eye. What I got up in my pockets, known to make mamas cry. Daily got it on me, try me, I let it. And let's talk about rats and what's the meaning, cause you be singing like what I got up in my pockets, known to make mamas cry. Daily got it on me, try me, I let it. And let's talk about rats and what's the meaning, cause you be singing like
Damn, son, where'd you find
Like
this?
I can't go further. Stuck in the same money ain't getting bigger, so I gotta plot. Eyes open for the cops. If I ever get caught, got suicidal thoughts. Blowing out my top. Probably need to go and pray. First come a body, then you catch a case. This happens every day. Obama overlooking in the city on the set, selling crack to your family. Now your family in debt. Why the fuck I gotta keep it heat just to go to sleep? Can't go get a Swiss street without seeing beat. Robbery feeds family, that's my philosophy. Working minimum wage, you can't feed your family. How the fuck you supposed to pay the lights and the rent due? Every day it's a fight. You got a kid do. Baby mama don't work. You never had a job. Fuck you supposed to do? Sell drugs and rob. How long can I keep living this way? 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 I wish I had a shell like a turtle, life's a big obstacle, jumping over hurdles. I'm speaking for the struggle and them single black mothers. Young niggas in the streets wildin' cause they lost their brother. Never really knew they mother. She was fucking with that shit. Only life that she knew was getting money from a trick. This is day to day, how we living, man. This shit is crazy. Life is too short, thank God for another day. How long can I keep it up? Seem like a major life speeding up. Smoke a lot of weed, but it ain't